Infamously speaking, I'm Matt, joined by Quan, and we're here to talk NFL Week 7. An absolute giant disappointment. Patriots continue to put belt to ass. Quan has beef with probably every single NFL media outlet about the Patriots rankings, standings, whatever you want to call it. And we're here just to completely react to what we saw on Sunday, Monday, and excited to chat some football with everybody. We are checking the comments, so make sure you're leaving comments if you're following with us here live. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so. Also, consider following us on our social media. We post a lot of content there. That's where we really get to chop it up with everybody. We respond to pretty much every single comment. So let's get talking about it. Quan, man, what a week of football. Congrats to you and your New England Patriots. Another big dub after Tennessee kind of jumped ahead there. I'm sure there's a lot of people queuing up some messages in the group chat, getting ready to talk shit, but then they remembered it was the Tennessee Titans. And
What's that got to do with it? I
Drake
can't. We
may
can't.
continue to
Like,
roll.
what did you say? You can't help but who you play.
That's fact.
Now, granted, I get it. It was the Titans, but it still was impressive. Whenever you break a Brady record, it's impressive. Period. 91% completion. Talk to me nice, or don't talk
Yeah,
to me at all.
he's tearing up every defense they play against, though, because he did it against Buffalo. He did it against the Saints, obviously. They've done it really against everybody they played. Really, if you think about it, the two games that they lost was a lot of self-inflicted mistakes. Week one against the Raiders, you kind of chalked that game up to being the first game of the season, with camps being shortened, less practices, Vrabel coming in as the coach. And then the game against Pittsburgh was just a lot of turnovers and self-inflicted mistakes too. So Patriots are looking real good, man. I'm not sure. I thought you were gonna like where I had them in my power rankings, which we'll get into later on. But I'm not
Yeah, I'm gonna
sure
save.
how
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna do
save my expertise and my rant for that about that little section. I don't know what your rankings look like, but they better be on point because for those who don't
on
know, even though
point.
we're live, we're also very transparent for the most part, right? And Matt had me sitting here while he's writing all these stats down and
I was trying to write
he's
stuff
getting all
down.
the information, which I get why, right? Because he wants to put out a legit power rankings. He don't want to put out a Bucky. I was gonna say
No,
Bucky Irving, which is mad funny.
Bucky Irvin.
Uh, you don't want to put no bullshit ranking out there, so I respect
Right,
it. But I
right,
told Matt
right.
sometimes you don't have to always be the smartest guy in the room. You just are. Like you're a smart guy. I give you that.
I
But
guarantee
sometimes you
people
just
are
gotta
gonna think
lead
they're
with
gonna think
emotion,
differently.
guy. Football,
Oh,
sports is it's emotional for the most part.
you want to talk about emotion? We can get right into it because this is where I wanted to start.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
I'm
do that.
I'm I'm gonna jump ahead because normally we
I already
start
know
with
where you're going.
you know where I'm going,
Cause that was
and
a good
that
little snippet you said a little. I caught that.
that was a giant collapse in the Mile High City, and we both on the show live again, live every Tuesday and Thursday, sometimes Friday, sometimes Saturday. Um, we both picked Denver to win the game, right? We both we like Denver here. We think Denver's the better team. Giants a young team, but guess what? When you're up 19-0 in the going into the fourth quarter, the expectations have changed. Now I expect you to win, and when you don't win and you lose the way you lose, allowing 33 points in 15 minutes, it's absolutely disgusting. And the only way that a team can come back from a deficit like that. Because let's not forget, the Giants were only up 19-0. Yes, Denver scores, gets the 2-point conversion, cuts it to 11-point lead, 19-8. The Giants then go back, drive the length of the field, and score a touchdown of their own to go back up by 17 because they missed the extra point. And that's a whole nother thing that we'll talk about in a second. You can't lose a game like that without making a shit ton of mistakes. And I was texting you through the game, and I appreciate your confidence where you're like, hey, 5 minutes left, they're up 10 points, they should be good. And I was like, still a lot of game left. And that was literally seconds before disaster when Jackson Dart throws that pick. And no, that's a rookie mistake. That's a rookie mistake. And you're going to have those kind of growing pains with young quarterbacks. That is what it is. I'm not even mad at him for that. What I'm mad at is we're supposed to have this incredible front four. And I get it. They were playing phenomenal through 3 quarters. Are you trying to wave at me?
No, I'm trying to raise my hand so I don't cut you off. I noticed I cut you off a lot. I'm trying to be respectful.
Oh, this guy's good.
I ain't waving. Why would I gotta wave at you? I already said hi to you for the last 2 hours pre-show.
I'm gonna end it with this. I haven't felt that deflated after a Giants loss since the miracle at the new Meadowlands, where we were up huge in the 4th quarter at home against the Eagles, and Deshaun Jackson returns that punt and walks it off. That's how deflating that loss was on Sunday.
So let me tell you. Tell you what that tells me. That tells me that just like myself, you're excited to watch your team again. One, right? Because you're not gonna be deflated if you don't really have any interest or investing any time with your team with the hopes of winning, right? So that's a good thing. That's a good sign. I was raising my hand because I didn't want to cut you off, but it was relevant to what you were saying, and I want to know what your take is. Obviously, you said all the mistakes you made and the front four. If you were to put blame on someone, and I know it's difficult in a team game, a full game, but let's be a little bit realistic, and let's just say you had to. Who would you put the blame on for losing this game?
I'm putting on the coaching staff.
Wow.
The coaching staff. It has to be on the coaching staff for multiple reasons. One, there's not enough time left in the game for them to. You have to think about it. They need 3 possessions to be able to take the lead. They need a minimum of 3 possessions within 15 minutes because obviously Denver scores. The majority of that first scoring drive happened in the 3rd quarter, and they just punched it in at the end with the tip, the Troy Franklin touchdown. But then you go back and score. So then they need 3 possessions to beat you. The clock management was terrible throughout the game. Jackson Dart throwing the ball on 3rd down. That pick, he should have just taken the sack, of course, because even if you take the sack, yeah, it's a negative play. But at least the clock still moves, or they have to burn their last time out. And B, if you punt it, you make them drive the length of the field, or at least a good majority of it. So you're burning clock there. So even if you get nothing done offensively, at least you're burning time off the clock. And I get it. I get what the Giants are trying to do. You want to put the game in your quarterback's hands. You want to get the experience. You want to make sure you don't give Denver a chance to get back in the game. But in your decision-making, you allow Denver to get back in the game. Also, not sure if you saw the clip. Brian Burns was frustrated after the game. He was like, rushing 3.
I've seen the clip.
They were rushing 3. Why are you giving them time for these routes to develop? In the NFL, it doesn't matter if you drop 8. Guys are going to get open. If you give a quarterback 5 seconds to throw the ball, that's just how it is. Guys are going to get open. And that's what happened. Literally, the first play of that last drive, they had 33 seconds and no timeouts. And with 1 pass, they're in field goal range already.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's coaching. Yes, players have to play, but you got to set up your players for success. Take some of the decision-making away from them. Allow players to play free. I'm not sure if you ever had coaches. You played baseball. I'm not sure if you remember when you were hitting, but I used to have coaches, even in football, where it's like, just keep things simple. The more you have to think about when you play, the more prone you are to make mistakes because you're trying to react more than be proactive. And that's usually never a good thing. So I put this on coaching. Time management was terrible down the stretch. Defensive strategy was terrible down the stretch because they scored fast.
So I agree, right? Well, first and foremost, don't ever compare your sports career with mine. Don't do that. They didn't tell me to know overthink. They just knew I was gonna get it done. I was show before show.
Okay. All right.
So let's not do that. Let's just retract that one. All right. Second, I couldn't agree with you more with the coaches. Obviously, I have a bunch of boys that are Giants fans. Shout out to Ori, Danny, Ray, etc.
Devastated.
And then there's a lot of people who kind of hate on the Giants. That's in the another chat. It's just a lot of communication around it, right? So they're like a lot of them blamed it on Dart, and they felt like Dart's interception changed the momentum of that game.
Shouldn't even been in
Which
that situation.
again, you're right. He shouldn't have been. Or they also blame the kicker, which you
Yeah,
kind of mentioned, right? Like you got to make that kick. You're a professional kicker. Now, mind you, I know they had Koo on the team. Do you know why Koo didn't
practice
play?
squad. He's on the practice squad.
Well,
Didn't
he
know
should
that.
be, he should be brought up by now. Um, I wouldn't even let the kicker back on the plane. Like you gotta figure it out. You
That's what a
gotta
lot
figure
of
that
people
one
were
out,
saying.
brother.
Be like, it's all good, bro. It's all good, bro. Just find a different way back to New York.
Yeah, for real. I don't blame him either. I again, like you, agree with you where I feel like the coaches could have done way better, right? Whether it was time management, I think it was Ray that called it out. Like you guys even have your all three on the field at once,
Nope.
with at the end, and you was playing a shell defense. Like, what are you doing? Like that's not
Dude,
even
it makes
what
no
got
sense.
you. Yeah, it's almost like the Dable should just be gone, bro. Like it's like you want to lose your job.
I don't think he's gonna go anywhere. I shouldn't say that. I think if Jackson Dart continues to show ability, which he clearly has through his first was the start number 4 for Dart. Um, and the Giants win, I don't know, like 4 more games the rest of the season, I think he's safe. And I wouldn't
So
even mind it. I wouldn't even mind it. I wouldn't have minded because you don't want to break up that continuity. Like if you understand Dart is thriving in the offense, leave the offense alone. Leave the offense alone. You don't want to bring in a new guy with a different scheme. So unless they just have continue to have
yeah,
coaching
but all
mishaps
right.
or
So
they
do you
dissolve.
think? All right, let me ask you a question. Do
Mhm.
you think the Giants could win a Super Bowl with Dable?
I got no clue. That I have no clue.
I have no
Um,
confidence Dable will win the Super Bowl. So I would rather make that change now than sooner than later. Because when are you gonna wait for 3 years, whatever it is? Then he's gonna have to learn a new system anyway. He's might as well do it while he's young. Um, yeah, you know what's funny when they were up, right? And I had the confidence in them, like you mentioned. I
yep.
was like, wow, Dart's gonna be what 3-1 as a starter with some big
Yes.
wins against Philly, big win against Denver, because that's not Denver's not a walkover team, clearly.
In Denver. In Denver.
In Denver, yeah. And we both picked Denver. Granted, I did say I was rooting for the Giants this game. Like I
You
wanted to
did.
see them win.
Yep.
Um, yeah, that's a tough loss. It's a tough loss to lose like that. You rather get almost blown out or smoked than to lose the way you did.
I mean, there's a lot of good to take away from it from an offensive perspective because
Oh, for sure.
that's a tough Denver defense that you were able to put 25 points on. Um, because that last drive, it felt like the refs were trying to give it to us. That PI was soft. The rough and the passer was definitely soft. Um, so I would say 25 legitimate
Oh,
points. No, I'm not even kidding.
oh my
I'm not even
goodness.
kidding. You watch back, you're like, that's
He's like,
crazy.
oh, you do that for the Giants, but you don't do that for your Chiefs. Is different. You're a different breed, guy.
I don't do it for your
That's the other
Patriots
thing. Like
either.
you can't put it all on Dart. If Dart literally
No, no,
drove
no,
down the
no.
field, like he got him back into
No, no,
to
no.
win the
That's
game.
why Dart, even the interception, rookies are gonna make mistakes like that. He's trying to make a play. And if he was able to get enough air underneath the ball, he had Theo Johnson right behind the linebacker. He would have caught that and probably had a chance of converting that third down, which would have iced the game. So I like the aggressiveness by Dart. But that's just coaching where it's like, hey, you know what? Dable pulls him to the side and is like, hey, you know what? It's better off. You're better off just going down there. Go down, make them burn the timeout. We punt the ball away, and now it takes them time to drive down the field because I think they returned the ball to I think inside the red zone. So yeah, just a tough loss, but to be able to do that in Denver against that defense with no neighbors, uh, I feel really good about Dart, Scatterboo, Theo Johnson has really upped his game as well. Uh, so um, Oh, Diaz. Is that Omar? See, we got a chat. Who is the Giants player bitching? There was a lot of people talk. You talking about the folks on social
He's
media
talking about Burns. Nah, he's talking about Burns, I think.
at
In the
the end
hall.
when he was like only rushing 3. Burns has been playing like a savage. Um, he's right though. But I know there's a lot of chat between Carter, Bonito from the Broncos, and also Kayvon Thibodeau. So, and that was also another impressive thing was Andrew Thomas against Nick Bonito. He played. Andrew Thomas played very well. So, a lot of positives. Just like you said, deflating loss because you had the chance. You should have won the game. I'm off this game now, unless there's any final thoughts that you have.
No, no final thoughts. Other than I was pretty much right with Jackson Dart being the best
Great
QB
pick,
coming up.
great call out by you because Cam's definitely struggled. Um, Shaw hasn't even played. Obviously, Gabriel's been okay. But yeah, you're right on Dart
Omar, my guy Omar in the chat.
in the
I
chat.
can't see the chat, by the way. Huh?
Let's move to another host favorite team. Let's talk about the Patriots a little bit. So this was an interesting game, at least in the beginning, because the Titans jumped out to that. Was it like a 10-0 lead? And then the Patriots just come back and obliterate them. But the reason I want to talk about them, because you mentioned at the top of the show, Drake May breaking Tom Brady's his record, right? Completion percentage. He's just looks so impressive. Poised, regardless of the situation. The chemistry that he has with all of his receivers, Pop, Booty, Diggs,
Henry,
has been extremely
Austin
impressive.
Hooper caught that nice touchdown,
and Ramondre had some big runs too. And I know it's the Titans, but still, they just continue to roll. What this season, year 2, Drake? What's impressed you the most? Because you watch obviously a lot of Drake year 1. You watched all the games. What has impressed you the most in his quick development?
I mean, there's a lot, but I think if it's one thing to choose, it's just him evolving week to week, not even just season over season, right? Like, so this is why I have a problem with the power rankings, and what Matt was referring to is that I'm looking through power rankings through multiple sites. I won't call out, but they got the Patriots outside the top 10 of all of these power rankings. Who's literally number 2 in the AFC.
Yep.
We've gotten better. The only losses, like you said, one was the first game of the year. Okay. It was a tough loss, bad loss. And then the Steelers, which was self-inflicted. But what are we working on? The turnovers, right? We overcame the turnovers with Buffalo, which is fumbles. Drake is not only protecting the ball, but he's very efficient. He's actually the best passer downfield, period. So unless we're beating ourselves, and I get it, the competition or the teams that we beat hasn't been, the better teams in the league. So I can understand why there's some reservation. But at the same time, like I said, we play who we have to play. And if we're doing it impressively, then that's where we are.
Facts.
But yeah, to answer your question, it's the week over week. It's like, you can make a mistake. It's like even when we talk about, right? It's L's is for lessons, not losses. So as long as you're applying those lessons week over week and you're improving, then that's what I'm excited about watching with Drake, man.
For sure. Absolutely. I think you hit it, you hit it on the head, man. It's just he showed a lot of talent last year. I think it was against Tennessee where he had that crazy scramble and that throw.
Yeah, it was.
Right? And so he showed flashes of that last year, but obviously just a lot of crazy shit happening around New England. Obviously, Gerard Mayo, that situation was no good from the start. You get the right coaching, you get a weapon like Diggs, you bring him in, you get another year of development, and he's been lights out. I mean, the conversation needs to be had, and I think brought up every single week. Was he the best quarterback in that draft? You talk about Dart being the best in his draft so far through this far, right? 1 year and 7 weeks. I mean, obviously Jaden's been hurt, and I'm not sure if they've released how long he's going to be out. And Caleb's shown improvement this year, but Drake has been incredible, man. He's been incredible.
Yeah, I text you when JD's unfortunate injury occurred, but I think that propels Drake as the best coming off the draft at that point. But JD is an unbelievable talent. Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely. Shout out to our guy Omar gassing the Patriots. Drake is that guy for sure. LSU, they might not be wide receiver no more though. With the way these Ohio State receivers been balling, JSN is an animal and killed that Texans defense yesterday. Really took it to one of the best corners in the league in Derek Stingley, which was extremely impressive. So
Stingley looked terrible.
He was getting killed. JSN was killing him, bro.
Yeah, he looked terrible. There was a play where never mind. I don't even want to talk about them. Let's continue the path we was going before we get derailed.
Let's jump to why? Why don't you want to talk about it? Is there a problem?
No, it was just bad football, man. Let's continue. Shout out to Omar. Appreciate you, Omar.
Facts. I appreciate you making the chat lively. I want to talk real quick about the London game. So we both picked Jacksonville, and that was a huge whiff by us. Jacksonville did not show up, and the Rams walked them. Absolutely walked them with no Puka. Devontae Adams 3 touchdowns. 2 rookies got involved. Stafford threw 5 touchdowns, a London record. Are the Rams the best team in the NFL right now?
In the NFL?
In the NFL.
No.
Who are you taking?
I'll take the Lions over them.
Really?
Yeah, I would take the Lions over them.
What if it's is like a Puka healthy thing? Like healthy. Even Puka healthy, you're still taking the Lions? I see a hell no in the chat. Is that a hell no for the Rams being the best team in the league? Willie.
Oh, Willie. Willie's a Steelers fan. Shout out to Willie, man.
Steelers the best team in the NFL? No, I'm just kidding. Let's not do that. We talked enough
Don't
about
do
that
game. To Willie, man. That's a tough. I still go with the Lions. They just because they're on all cylinders, right? With St. Brown, St. Brown, right? He's got to be top 5, top 10 absolutely. At least. And then Gibbs is top 3.
Gibbs is ridiculous, man. Killed me. Shout out to Tuto, man. Fucking killed me. He dropped 40 points on me.
I was gonna say Tuto's in the chat too. This is getting lit over here.
Got killed, man. Got killed by Gibbs. Put up 40 points.
Yo, but this is what I'll say. This is what I say, especially with these guys in the chat, because I'm in the fantasy league with all these guys. I should have knew not to go against the Rams, even with Puka out, because I was going against Stafford in like 90% of my league. He would throw for 5 touchdowns when I'm going against him.
You know, the thing is too, like Jacksonville's defense has been so opportunistic. Like he's gonna try to force the ball to Devontae with no Puka, and they weren't able to take advantage of it. Yeah,
Stafford cooked though. Credit to him. Kyron didn't do much, and that's another thing. That's why I will say the Lions are still better. Like they definitely have a better run game and a 1-2 punch.
I agree.
I think they have the better tight end. Laporta been playing really good.
Facts.
I think they have the better difference maker on defense. Although Verse is very talented and very good. Don't get me wrong.
Verse is ridiculous. Let's talk Detroit a little bit, because that was a game where we talked about, hey, maybe some concerns when it came to, all right, yeah, Tampa's receiving core is hurt, but the Lions secondary is pretty much all out. And they were able to hold that passing attack of Tampa in check for the most part. yesterday. So I agree with you. Detroit is definitely up there for me, but I'm not sure, man. The Rams are.
No, you low key don't like Detroit, especially because they lost to your Chiefs. I feel like they even moved down another notch for you.
Lost to my Chiefs. Number one, I'm not a Chiefs fan at all. I'm just a
You're
realist.
you're a Chiefs
I'm
fan,
just a
bro.
realist. I'm just a realist,
All
my
right, so
guy.
be real. Just say you're a Chiefs fan.
I'm not a Chiefs fan.
Like I can almost guarantee you have like either Chiefs curtains or Chiefs sheets in your house
I
somewhere.
don't. I appreciate greatness. Listen, I hate the Patriots, but I can appreciate what Tom Brady did. I can appreciate what Drake May's doing. Why can't I appreciate what I'm seeing out of Kansas City? Why am I going to be
Okay.
silly like that? I don't know why you're such a hater. I thought if you would,
I'm not a
anybody
hater.
would
I'm not.
understand that.
How am I
You're a
hating? I'm
hater.
saying you're a
You're a
fan.
hater.
You're a fan. That's all.
I enjoy watching greatness. I enjoy
But
watching
you've been
greatness.
watching the Giants and the Yankees.
Bitter. Don't do that. Don't. That's terrible. Hey, let's talk real quick. Let's talk Colts Chargers real quick. You want to talk about
Yeah.
top three running backs? JT, man,
Oh, phenomenal.
Another hat trick.
Phenomenal.
He's just he
I
looks like
tried getting
Wisconsin
JT like 3 weeks ago. I was gonna give up Jefferson and Swift, I think.
Willie, Broncos better than Kansas City this year. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think so.
Whoa, that's a good take. I
don't
like
think
that,
so.
Willie. I like that
Hip-hop.
because I called Denver over Kansas City to win that division.
No, no. This guy was like the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Chiefs. Who do we have? Sorry, the Chargers, the Raiders, or the Broncos. Hip Hop Head 9900. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I don't think so. I think we talked about this. I feel like every time we talk about Denver, we mention the reason why Denver is always capable is because their defense. And when you have a really good defense like Denver does, it gives you enough time to figure things out offensively. Now, I didn't think that was going to come true this Sunday when they were down 19 in the fourth quarter, but we found ourselves there. And their defense was able to hold the Giants in check where their offense caught up. But I think the Chiefs are a more balanced team because the Chiefs defensively are actually really good too. But back to the Colts. I just wanted to call it that comment. How scary is this Colts team, man? 6-1. Daniel Jones is playing at a ridiculously high level. Down Josh Downs, and they're still able to move the ball at will. How do you feel? How far do you think this Colts team can go? Do you think they're just they'll end up being a really good regular season team that kind of flames out postseason? Or do you think this is legit, what we're seeing through 7 weeks?
No, I think it's legit. I mean, 6-1 is no easy feat. And like we talked about in previous shows, there's no real dominant team other than maybe the Patriots. But no, there's no real dominant team, right? So they can make a run. I think it's any given Sunday. And when you got a running, a running back in JT like that, almost anything is possible.
I mean, I think what's been most impressive about this has been the fact that they played some tough opponents, right? They beat the Broncos. They had a real shot at beating the Rams, right? Self-inflicted mistake. The Chargers, who started off 3-0. Of course, the Chargers have some injuries, but that's Justin Herbert had a hell of a game. A hell of a game. That loss was not on Justin Herbert, which is crazy hearing me say that. And they have some tough games on the schedule, right? The Chiefs, they play Seattle, the Niners, who are 5-2, even though they're literally just a walking hospital wing right now. And yet they continue to find ways to win. If they go through this, they get through the season and they're in, double-digit wins, 12, 13 wins, it's hard not to believe that they could do something special. Omar in the chat, KC, Lions, Bucks, Rams. Tell him, Quan. I don't think Quan's gonna agree with the KC pick. And I think the Bucks.
Is that in his order? Did he put in order?
Omar, that's in order, or is that just your top 4 you're throwing out there? My only problem with Tampa, we'll get into this a little bit later. So many injuries. Mike Evans is pretty much gone for a good chunk of the rest of the season. Who knows about Godwin? Abuka was out there, but you could tell he was limited. That the health of your receiving core is crucial, even though Tez Johnson was making plays. So shout out to Tez Johnson. But yeah, Lions, Rams, KC, all accurate. All accurate. So I know you like the Chargers coming into the season. You like the Chargers, Raiders, Broncos going into the season. Obviously injured.
You talking to me?
They started out 3-0, some tough losses. No longer first. They're tied with Kansas City now at 4-3. The Broncos are 5-2. What do you think?
But the Chargers, so Kansas City's third because Chargers beat them.
Because they beat them. Yeah. How do you feel about the Chargers' chances moving forward? Because they've definitely slowed down from their hot start.
They slowed down, but they haven't been healthy. I'm still cool with them.
I think that's the tough part though, because they're also a oft injured team. And like I said, Slater's not coming back. Obviously, all season he's out with a season-ending injury. Your receiving core outside of McConkey is
Keenan Allen cooked, man. I would have given.
No, he did.
Or had Keenan Allen.
No, he did, but he's let's not act like it's great, and I hope he doesn't get hurt. But he's somebody who's an injury liability.
Yeah, but you can't do that. Now, at least
you can with the people who often get hurt, can't you?
No, you can't do
that.
No, we're not doing that. He's in a good place.
Omar top 5: KC, Lions, Bucks, Rams, Indy.
KC, Lions, Bucks, Rams, and Omar. Disappointed in you, brother. I'm disappointed in you, Omar.
Hip hop had bang bang Niner gang. I'm telling you, man, they impressive win over Atlanta, who was high flying. But Atlanta on the road is a completely different team than Atlanta at home offensively. Their defenses play well anywhere. I think they're a top 10 defense this year, actually, statistically. But man. No Fred Warner. You think the defense is kind of let up, and Robert Saleh got those guys playing at a high level.
I like him. No, that was impressive because you and I both picked Atlanta.
Yeah, we did. We
was just saying Niners are too banged up. So for them to find those wins, it really is impressive, especially because they do have a easy schedule. So to be able to find that win against a team that's we would like to think that Atlanta's a contender. I actually think I picked Atlanta to win that division, if I'm not mistaken. So
you did.
For the Niners to pull off the Tampa coach. I realized who was coaching them.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that comment I just threw on screen right there from Omar? Indy in the AFC Championship game.
That's what Omar said?
That's what Omar said. Indy in the AFC Championship game.
Against who, Omar? Don't say the Chiefs. Please don't say the Chiefs. He's going to say the Chiefs because he picked the Chiefs. Omar, you don't think we could beat Indiana Jones as the Patriots? You just said our rush defense holds 77 yards. We put JT in check. Gonzo on the field. Get out of here.
Patriots Colts in the playoffs 2025.
That'd be lit. That's
ridiculous. Reliving that, those are some of the best times of football. Like those are like growing up memories. Patriots Colts, iconic matchups. San Fran can definitely win that division. Absolutely, they're a live dog. When your defense plays like that, you can win a lot of games. And Mac Jones is playing well. C-Mac is incredible as well. We want to talk about it. They probably sacrificed everybody else to keep him healthy.
You want to do the whole health thing with Keenan Allen, but you don't want to do it with C-Mac? You see how you be acting? You see how you be acting?
Choose your battles, brother.
That's wild. That's wild work right there. And not only is he an injury-prone player, he's on an injury-prone team. Like, that's crazy.
Yes, I don't remember seeing anything like this ever.
Yo, matter of fact, while we're on this subject of the Niners, right? Let's tell this story because it was a good story. So I'm texting Matt, ladies and gentlemen, right? because I unfortunately was busy with life this weekend, so I didn't get to watch as much football as I normally would watch. And I stream watching a lot of these games because I'm trying to watch all the games. And I'm like, Matt, is McCaffrey hurt? He don't respond. So I'm like, damn, Brian Robinson just ran the ball 3 times, really good to the left side. And then the second time, or was it the third time? I'm like, damn, how they still like on their side of the field after all those runs, those good runs. And it was the stream fucking buffering and refreshing where it was the same run every time. I'm like, yeah, I gotta get YouTube. I won't say we're on YouTube. I'll get the YouTube TV.
Somebody help him out. What Quan is saying is he needs some donations. Improve that speed.
I don't need to do. Just tune in. Share this with your friends right now. Get them in this chat right now. Let's have some conversation.
Chat is lively.
Actually, you know what? If we stay in the chat, right? If we do a live stream while we're watching the games, maybe they'll keep me updated. You know what I mean? I'll be more updated as it goes.
Hip Hop Head says Niners' only problem is that we can't stay out the blue tent. That's real.
Yeah, that's facts.
John goes C-Mac on pace to break every receiving record by a running back. Yeah, he's ridiculous, man. And that, listen, this is a credit to Kyle Shanahan that we talk about it all the time. And we like I feel like we get on this show every week and plead for teams to get their best players the ball. And Shanahan finds ways to get C-Mac the ball in creative ways. So
if it's not Shanahan, it's Joe Flacco, because having 24 attempts to Jamar Chase is insane.
Listen, it is what it is. Live and die by your best player. Omar says, yeah, but you guys got to beat KC first to meet Indy in the AFC Championship game.
Who's you guys?
Say it. You, the Patriots.
Omar is a Patriots fan. What is he talking? The first off, don't do that.
He's a realist.
Is this Omar like my brother Omar? This gotta be.
ODS 16, it gotta be.
Yeah, that's him. Talk about you guys. Like, you ain't a Patriots fan. It's wild.
No, I said no. He said, but we. I said you guys. My bad. I didn't quote.
Oh, okay.
My bad. Real quick before we get into
KC might not make it if they don't win a division.
You better cut it out. I actually want to talk a couple more of the Week 7 games before we get into the power rankings. Eagles Vikings. So I know Eagles fans are feeling a little bit justified after Jalen Hurts threw the ball around.
A little bit.
19 for 23, 326, 3 tutties, and a perfect passer rating, 158.3 against a pretty good Vikings defense. Quan, feeling better?
Nothing.
You feeling better, or are you feeling better about Philly after this victory? Jalen Hurts showed you something. AJ Brown involved. Devonta Smith involved. What do you think?
I think he's still fucking mid. You're not gonna remove you off that with one game. Yo, Rhodes. First off, Rhodes. What is Rhodes doing?
No.
Shout out to Dante. Dante said it best. It was an inside move. All ex Eagles players letting them eat. It just it was impressive, but Jalen Hurts is still mid. And I don't see them going too far. You know what I thought was interesting was on a few of those catches, even on that big catch at the end for AJ Brown, it seemed like he just still not interested. He only had 4 catches, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, four catches for like 130, right? Something crazy like that.
Yeah. What do you want to say? What do you want to talk about?
Hip Hop Head says Quan was good. It's M Easy.
Oh, it's good.
Look at that. Appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody in the chat keeping it lively. I apologize if I'm not getting to your comments right away. John Gomes, Eagles are not as good as everyone makes them to be. Defense is not as close to where they were last year. Their run game with Saquon is very inefficient.
Who's that? M Easy?
No, John Gomes. Check. That's all correct. Their defense definitely is not as good as it was. They are a little bit overrated. in their run game. Saquon they haven't been hitting the big runs. Their offensive line has not been as good. I would say after watching the game, of course, if I was an Eagles fan, I'd feel great because you won the game. But the fact that Minnesota with Carson Wentz was in the game is a little bit shiced. If you're supposed to be an elite team, that's a little shiced. I'm not going to lie. Carson Wentz, I mean, this is not MVP Carson Wentz or almost MVP Carson Wentz. This is Carson Wentz who,
no, Carson Wentz was out there. He was balling.
Career pilgrim.
Little QB Carson sneaks. I was like, all right. Look like Michael Vick a little bit.
I would have loved Dante's analysis on that because I bet he was heated. Because I know he can't stand Jalen Hurts. So to see Jalen Hurts light him up, he's probably
that's the thing. You're doing what Eagles fans do to me, and you think that we can't stand this person. That's not the case. We're calling it how we see it.
Listen, that's no disrespect.
You know what I thought was mad funny?
I don't like Bo Nix.
You know what I thought was funny was when Jalen Hurts sat down post game was like, "That's what you wanted to see." Like, yeah, that is actually what we wanted to see. What do you mean? We wanted to see a quarterback throw the ball down the field. Thank you for clarifying that.
Oh man, last game I kind of want to talk about. You know what? We did call the Panthers winning, obviously beating the Jets. Call that, but Bryce Young hurt. But shout out to the Carolina Panther faithful. I think I saw a stat. I think this is the first time they're above 500 after 7 weeks since like 2019 or something like that. I think it was the stat. So credit to you all. Rico Dowdle, man, again, looked pretty good. We got to talk about Kansas City real quick.
No, we don't got to talk.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. And the reason why we have to is because this is what I said before the season, and you were calling me crazy. Patrick Mahomes sure looks like the Patrick Mahomes of old a little bit, huh?
I don't know. I didn't see the game.
Rashee Rice, first game back, like
2 touchdowns. I seen that.
Like he was never gone.
I didn't see the plays though.
Like he was never gone. Kansas City's offense is just going to continue to click. And
who Kansas City play?
They played the Raiders, man. I'm not concerned about the opponent.
I didn't ask that knowing who they played. I was curious who they played.
Don't do that. You picked the Raiders to win the AFC East. Sorry.
No, I didn't.
Hip Hop at Rock with the Channel Hard. Appreciate that. Really appreciate that.
No, that's fire. We appreciate I appreciate the comments, man. I get tired of hearing my co-host fucking talk about nonsense. Patrick Mahomes the whole show.
I don't do that. Willie asks, do you think the Giants got QB right? I'll let you hit this one first because you were high on Jackson Dart through the draft.
Absolutely, Willie. Absolutely. That's why even during the draft, I was excited for the Giants fans, and I was in argument with my brother Ray about this because he was so pissed they didn't get Shador. But I'm like, you got a dog in Dart, and he was like, yeah, Ole Miss, and he talked about some of the numbers and some of the big games Dart had not performed very well in. But if you're watching the tape and some things if you're watching the players, it's like the intangibles, right? It's like the things that it's not on a stat sheet. How they get up after a big run, right?
Yep.
Shit like that. What's funny? And not to bring in Drake May into this, but like that was one of the things Vrabel kept getting on Drake May about. Like, you throw a touchdown, you better go celebrate with your team.
Get fired up.
One of the questions he asked, I don't know if you've seen this, Matt, but he was like, he asked Drake, he's like, how many touchdowns you guys score last year? Why aren't you celebrating? And he was like, it doesn't matter. The right answer is not enough because you didn't score enough.
That's real. That's real, though.
But like, so I say that to say this, right? When you see Dart pumped up and, excited when he gets a little run or Scatterboo gets a run in or whoever makes a play, like you love that. Like I love seeing Dart fired up even after when he scored that go-ahead touchdown at the end of the game. But to answer your question, Willie, yes, I firmly believed it. I believed it since the draft when they traded up to get him. I think that was one of the smartest moves they made. And the Giants have been drafting pretty well the last couple of years.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think you hit everything right on the head on there. I agree with the analysis of Dart. You were higher on him when the Giants drafted than I was. But he's definitely proven. Number one, and this is what like coaches talk about this all the time. Like the guy just loves football. And that's really important. And the reason why that's so important, we talk about it on the show a lot, even when we're not talking sports, is that you're gonna have really great days, like when we beat the Eagles, and then you're gonna have really tough days, like Sunday's loss. But when you love something, it's that love that brings you back to want to continue to get better, even when shit's tough, right? Like, so that's one part of it. Second is just he's a gamer, man. You could tell that he wanted every part of that game, the go ahead touchdown drive, that we were all hoping was going to be the game winner. He didn't shy away from the moment. And even on the interception, I even said it earlier, like you could tell that he's trying to make plays. He's going out there. He wants to win. There was even a quote like, these players now, like him and Scattergood, I think was the two people they were talking about. They're like, we're not associated with the past losing. That's not, so don't lump us in with, the Giants have lost 100 games over the last decade. Only them and the Jets have done it. Shout out to the New York franchises. Don't lump us in with that. This is a new era of Giants football. I'm so excited for that.
Let me ask him.
Yeah.
Well, so you brought something up that resonated with me, which was like the love for the game, but also I pay close attention to how people bounce back from adversity. Right, I think that's a true testament of character, whether that's in life in general. If you're going through tough times, or if you're on the football field in this case, right? So to see how he responded was incredible to me. I really want to see how this football team now responds after a tough loss, going back against Philly, right? So I want to see what that looks like. But I do have a question for Willie, if you're still here, Willie. And as a Steelers fan, I know it was a tough loss against a rival, division rival with the Bengals. Do you feel like you guys can make noise with Aaron Rodgers at the helm?
Ooh, good question.
We'll give him some time to digest that.
While you said that, I'm gonna go through here and I'm gonna catch up a little bit on the chat. Hip Hop Head says hates KC, but the Chiefs are back on track. Thank you, appreciate that. That's all I've been saying. That's all. Literally,
easy. Saying. Do not agree with this guy.
That's all I've been saying. John says this is the best the Chiefs have looked for the last 5 years. With Rice, Worthy, Hollywood, and Kelsey, they're going to be dangerous. Watch out for Brashard Smith, running back 3. He actually looked explosive in some of his minimal opportunities. So definitely going to be interesting to watch. He also says Dart is a mix of Bo Nix and Baker Mayfield. I like the Baker Mayfield comp, but I'm not a huge fan of Bo Nix, man. I think it's mainly his face. I think that's what it is.
Who said that?
John Gomes.
Okay.
Oh, he's a Giants fan. Listen, I'm excited.
I like the Baker thing. That's who my player comparison was coming in. Yeah,
that is true. Digging in the archives, this guy's good. Maybe you get the Quanstradamus title. I don't know. We'll see.
No, I'm just I'm the QB whisperer now. That's what I am.
The QB whisperer.
Quanstradamus is insane because if it was Quanstradamus, I would have won about 372 different parlays this last week.
That's a great point. I want to talk real quick about that Steelers question you posed. I'll see if Willie gets back to us if you're still here. The offense with Pittsburgh hasn't been the problem. It's really been their defense, which coming into the season, we might have thought it would have been the other way around. So like we talked about it. I mean, it would be a absolute massive collapse if they don't win that division, but I'm kind of at their first round
one and done
kind of deal.
Yeah, one and done.
Lamont Waite says Steelers. What about the Steelers?
He's a Steelers fan. But so ask Lamont this question. He probably just joined, but ask the question that I had asked if you don't mind. Matt.
Willie said he got Rodgers winning one playoff game.
Okay. Lamont, so the question I had, Lamont, was how do you feel your chances are going into the playoffs with Aaron Rodgers at the helm, do you feel confident?
I'm wondering if that's. I would assume, and this is Lamar or Willie, you got them winning the division at this point. I'd hope. I think it's gonna. I think that would be matchup dependent. I think they got to get the right opponent.
Who's the right opponent?
Right Indy? Now in the AFC, no. Who's gonna be that? Because they'll probably get. I'm trying to think real quick. So Indy's gonna win the South. Indy's gonna win the South. They're gonna finish 1 or 2 probably, just the way that they're playing. I like Kansas City winning the West. The Patriots are gonna win the East. And right now, the Patriots definitively look better than the Buffalo Bills. And that means the Steelers. I think the Steelers kind of slide in that 3-4, so they'd probably get. They would get 5 or 6 seed, which would probably be the team that doesn't win the AFC West, and then the Bills.
Oh yeah,
that's spooky. Yeah, never. They're spooky. That's spooky for them. Even though they'd be hosting the game, that's still spooky. All right, let's while we're waiting to see if anybody responds to your question there, Lamar or Willie, let's talk power rankings. Let's talk power rankings before we wrap the show up. So, did you want to go off on your Patriots bit, or did you want to wait until you saw where I had the Patriots ranked to talk about the Patriots?
I'll wait. I've been patient.
All right, Lamar just replied, said, confident. To sum up the back part of your answer, it's surprising how our defense hasn't clicked as anticipated. It will come down to getting stops. I'm glad you said. I like that you said confident. I wouldn't feel that way, just because the way defense is played. But I will say this: offensively, I think that's been a pleasant surprise.
No, their running game is real too. Their running game is real. And what I will say too, Lamont, because I know you haven't been tuning in like that, and I appreciate you pulling up. Like I've been telling Matt all season, even prior to the season starting, is Mike Tomlin just finds ways to win games. He does every single year.
Regular season games.
Look, you sound like a hater right now. You talk about games. You talk about everybody else. You sound like a hater right now.
No, you said
any given Sunday, brother. Unless they play on Saturday, because you know some playoff games are on Saturday
now. Hip hop head asks, "What do y'all think about CJ Stroud? I had high hopes for them this year. So did we." From a fantasy perspective,
we did have high hopes. Here's what I'll say, because I do get fired up about this, because so many people are talking shit about Stroud and the Texans. Their offensive line is horrendous, bro. They're like, I would feel better going out there with Fitch's offensive line right now, and I mean Fitch High School. If you bro, look at the tape. There's no way you should hike the ball, snap the ball, and get tackled while handing the ball off to your running back. I just told Matt last episode, I don't remember the last time I seen a quarterback get sacked while snapping the ball, like getting the ball. Like it doesn't make sense. And I know you guys probably tuned in a little bit after the live started, but we talked about how the Texans defense is so good. It still keeps them in games. So they have a good team. They just have to fix that line. They got to be like the Patriots and go get a unbelievable offensive line.
You have to, especially after what you saw in CJ his rookie season. You have to get that fixed.
I'll give you a quick example before we move on, but that was a good question. Think about what Stroud was able to do against the Ravens, right? He put up numbers. And the reason being is the Ravens didn't generate no pass rush. So if you give Stroud time, he's definitely capable. The problem is they don't give him time. So until they fix that part, they're all set. And I love their team. And I know you probably love their coach because he was a coach over there at the 49ers. So Appreciate that comment.
Yeah, D'Amico's a dog. And to your point, I mean, the Texans have the #1 scoring defense in the NFL. Will Anderson is a savage. I mean, Stingley, even though JSN was just absolutely cooking him yesterday,
Jason is balling.
is a
Jason's cooking
phenomenal
everybody.
corner. It's just their offensive line is just horrendous. All right, let's talk power rankings real quick. So here's how it's gonna work. I'm gonna go top 10 teams. I'll do 2 honorable mentions, then top 10 going from 10 to 1. Feel free to interject or add commentary at any point. Same thing in the chat.
Fry him, chat. Basically, fry him.
Hip Hop Head says, thanks for your insight. Thanks for asking the question. Appreciate it. Here we go. I have 2 honorable mentions this week. The Buffalo Bills are outside my top 10. Hopefully that's not surprising. We talked about this, I believe it was either last Monday or Saturday's past live, where Buffalo is literally just Josh Allen and then everybody else right now. James Cook obviously has regressed a little bit from the awesome season he had last year. No offensive,
and how he started, because he started out pretty hot.
No offensive weapons really outside of Shakir and Kincaid. Keon Coleman just is not the answer on the outside, and their defense has not been playing well. So Buffalo's at 12, but you have to have respect for the fact they have Josh Allen, who's a top 3 quarterback, reigning MVP, and can put on the Superman cape just as well as anybody. Number 11, the 49ers, and they deserve a lot of respect. I don't have them in the top 10.
Get them.
And the reason why is just the injury concerns, really. I mean, Saleh got that defense playing extremely well. Mac Jones has looked really good in relief for Brock Purdy, but when Brock Purdy plays, the offense does not look as good. So that's going to be interesting, something to watch. But really, health is the big concern there for me with the 49ers. If they continue to put things together, though, you could see them rise, especially because at number 10, I got Tampa Bay, who was high for a lot of people. But again, injuries are a massive concern for this team. Their entire wide receiving core is hurt. We got the news yesterday that Mike Evans is going to miss a majority of the season. Chris Godwin, obviously hurt. Ibuka was limited yesterday. You could tell that. They have depth. Tez Johnson looked really good. But and their defense, 22nd ranked scoring defense. So they are vulnerable defensively. You can move the ball on Tampa. And if their weapons don't stay healthy, they're not going to be able to put up a ton of points like we're used to seeing them. Number 9, I had the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. Part of this is just respect of what they are, the defending champs. Part of it is the record, 5-2. But they are as close to through 7 games is what you'd call mid could be. 14th ranked points per game offense, 20th on defense. Jalen Hurts had his best game of the season yesterday. You got to respect the weapons. One of the best tandems in the NFL with Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown when they get the ball. And they got to figure out the running game. They figure out the running game, I think a lot of people will feel better about Philly. The running game is the one thing that they truly haven't unlocked. Also, Jalen Carter has been in and out of the lineup. He has to stay healthy. He is such a difference maker. Their defense looks completely different when he's on the field.
There was a question.
Again.
Yeah, there was a question that was going around in one of my chats, and it was Baker over Hurts. How do you feel about that?
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
I think the weapons there are equal. If not, I might take Jalen's weapons over Abuka Savage, but I take Jalen's weapons over Baker's. Obviously, Saquon in the backfield over Bucky, AJ and Devonta on the outside. Goddard is better than Otten, and Philly until maybe this year's had a better offensive line. So, and Baker's produced more. So yeah, Baker. Number 8, I have the Green Bay Packers. 7th points per game offense. Their defense, 10th points per game. Even though Jacoby Brissett was putting the heat to him yesterday. But
That's my guy, man.
Micah Parsons is.
I wanted to touch base on that a little bit. I wanted the Cardinals to win that game so bad, just so I didn't have to see Kyler Murray get back in that.
It's
lineup,
insane.
Man.
That was the first thing he texted me. My only concern with the Packers is they're able to throw the ball, they're able to run the ball. Their defense, like I said, Micah Parsons had his hands all over that game. Jordan Love. Consistency. Tucker Kraft is phenomenal, by the way. And I want to see more Matthew Golden. But I feel like LaFleur is going to figure that out. Number 7. And it's not because I live in the great state of Washington. It's because they're playing this great, and that's the Seattle Seahawks. Top 5 offense. Sam Darnold's playing incredible. We talked about JSN, who looks like the best receiver in football right now. 6th in points per game under defense. That defense is incredible. All over. Secondary is great. Front 7's fantastic. They're flying all around the ball. They're a great road team, as we've documented on the show. They get a big win at home yesterday to lift the city of Seattle after that tough Mariners loss in Game 7. Is Sam Darnold off pumpkin watch? I don't know. Number 6.
So just so you know, too, I seen it on a Pro Football Focus where Sam Darnold is best when kept clean. Like the best QB in the league when kept clean.
Wow.
So just to respond to your pumpkin watch.
They said that a lot, they said that a lot about too Jared Goff. They talk about like Jared Goff can't play under pressure. So, what quarterback is really truthfully awesome under pressure? I mean, there's some.
But Drake May is the best under pressure. I'm just saying, Pro Football Focus has it. A 95.7 grade, which I'll talk a little bit because I feel like you're about to get to him.
No, not yet. Number 6, the Denver Broncos. They just find ways to win. That defense is so real. Number 1. And they can generate offense, incredible amounts of offense, like we saw in spurts. They did it against Philly, and they did it against the Giants, obviously. And I think they're just going to continue to figure it out as the season goes. And we say it every time we talk about Denver. When you have a good enough defense, your offense can play yourself into the game. So I like Denver 6th. Number 5. This one's for you, Quan. I got the New England Patriots at number 5. 8th ranked offense points per game wise. Got to be a top 3 MVP candidate, in my opinion, Drake May. And the 5th best points per game defense. Their only problem, really, with the New England Patriots, you could argue, is who have they really beaten? I won't go into that because you can only play who you play. But I got them at 5th, and that's only because I like the 4 teams I had them more. That's and you'll see who I have ahead of them. You might be able to guess.
No, that's exciting. I'll chime in a little bit now. So back to my rant, right? All these power rankings, other than yours, having the Patriots outside the top 10
makes no sense.
It makes absolutely no sense. Like the second best team in the AFC, great coaching, like we talked about. Obviously, like you said, MVP candidate in May so far. And like I talked about in previous shows, like we're good in all 3 phases of the game, in my opinion. And I get it. Our passing defense has been questionable at times, but Gonzo hasn't been here all season. Who to me is top 5 corner in the league, maybe a little bit back because he's not always there, right? Which I think I gotta take into consideration. But
yep,
they get it done. And I was looking at that Pro Football Focus list, and it's like, and I know I mentioned this earlier too, where Drake May's the best downfield passer in the game.
It seems like, I mean, it probably has been every week. Booty or Pop Douglas are catching a ridiculous pass, accurate pass.
21 of 23. And the NFL is nothing.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Not only that, though, and I'm not sure if you feel the same way, but when he throws these deep passes, the ball placement is so incredible because there's no chance for a defender to intercept it. It's either his guy is catching it or nobody is. And what was the percentage? 21 to 23, high, like mid 90s%. of the time they're catching. I mean, he's ridiculous, man. And by the way, he's 4th best odds to win the NFL MVP right now, only behind Mahomes, Allen, and Baker Mayfield. I think Baker's going to slip a little bit because his weapons are out. But I think what
Allen's been playing ass. The last 2 games, Allen was ass. He needed this bye week.
What bodes best for the Patriots is their schedule. Think about this. They're 5-2. They still got a game against Miami. They haven't played the Jets yet. So that definitely helps. Let's move on to number 4. I have the Detroit Lions at number 4. 3rd in points per game. Quan detailed it. Amon-Ra, top 5 receiver. Jahmyr Gibbs, definitely top 3. You can argue he's the best running back in football right now. I wouldn't hate that argument. And they just continue to figure it out and roll offensively. Defensively, there's some concerns they can be had. But like you said, with a player like Aiden Hutchinson, also last game, but they've been hurt along the secondary for a majority of this season. So when they get everybody back, hopefully that gets better. But this is a team that you like in any situation, a home, away. You just like the grit about them. The way that they're coached. You know they're gonna stay true to themselves regardless of the location or situation. And so I have Detroit at number 4. Number 3, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. 6th in points per game, 3rd in points allowed. So isn't that scary? Think about it. Think about when the Chiefs offense was rolling and it was vintage. It's crazy saying vintage Mahomes, but when the Chiefs offense was high flying, their problem was their defenses were terrible. Now the Chiefs offense is rolling again and their defense is elite. Scary combo, in my opinion. Will end up being the best team in the AFC. I think they're going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. No doubt in my mind about that. But I can't put them above the 2nd team in the power rankings, which is the Colts. Best offense in football, top 10 defense. Daniel Jones is incredible. Jonathan Taylor is offensive player of the year so far in my book. They can do no wrong offensively. It seems like every time they touch the ball, they're scoring 7 or minimum getting a field goal out of it. And they've done it against the Broncos. That Rams game was their only loss. Really, they probably should have won that game. Did it against a good Chargers team this weekend. And the good news is for them, their division is pretty light. Jacksonville, we're not really sure who they are. The Texans can't block anybody, and the Titans are the Titans. So I got the Colts number 2, and that means I have the Los Angeles Rams ranked 1st. What they did to Jacksonville was incredibly impressive, minus Puka Nacua. They have the 2nd ranked points per game defense in the NFL. And when Nacua is on the field, that offense is unstoppable. So I got the Rams number 1. I think they're the best team in the NFL through 7 weeks. That's my power rankings. Real cap to recap it. Bucks at 10, Eagles at 9, Packers at 8, Seattle at 7, the Broncos at 6, the Patriots at 5, Lions at 4, Chiefs at 3, Colts at 2, Rams at 1. Those are your week 7 power rankings. Most accurate power rankings on the internet, by the way. As told by
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad. I'm actually surprised you didn't have the Chiefs 1.
I can't put them above the Colts.
Well, the way you talk about them, I would argue that. But also, I was actually surprised you got the Rams at number 1, especially because I have the text messages of you saying how bad they are against the Ravens. It was like,
oh, that shit was atrocious. Yeah, but the way they responded was phenomenal. Phenomenal. With no Puka.
I'm not disappointed at that list. I'm happy we're in the top 5. That's something to be, on the uptake, huh?
I know in standings wise, the Patriots are the number 2 team in the AFC. My power rankings has them as number 3. I honestly like their chances if they played the Colts. I just got to give Colts love. Rams at 1 is wild. Omar, how when you had the Rams up there in your top 4? Where's the stretch at? I think you had KC in there, Indy. What's the beef against the Rams being at 1? They only have 1 lost in the Rams, and they beat the Rams, by the way. So they beat the Colts head to head. So I'm curious who you would have above the Rams.
I think he just likes to create friction. But Omar's not like that type, so I want to know why. I'm curious on what his insights are on that.
He says Colts, and you know why 2 more games. I just saw that comment.
You know why the Chiefs, their defense is better?
Why is that? Don't tell me. They got extra people.
They got extra player on the field with the refs.
They got penalized this last week.
They the offense prolongs the drives because Mahomes is out there running people over at the sidelines when he should just go out of bounds, but he takes advantage of the rule and stuff like that.
I'm curious. Out of that list I gave, and I'll give it again: Bucks 10, Eagles 9, Packers 8, Seahawks 7, Broncos 6, Pats 5, Lions 4, Chiefs 3, Colts 2, Rams 1. Is there anybody that you would argue to move up or down or out? Or if is anybody that's not in that you would move in?
Who was your honorable mentions? Was it the Buffalo and who?
Niners and the Bills.
I mean, the Niners, because their schedule is the lightest in the league. And they've been finding ways to win. So maybe the Niners
taking out who? Eagles, Bucks.
That's maybe the Bucks. They beat the Bucks, didn't they? Yeah, they beat the Bucks. And the Bucks is banged up. We talk about, you're doing all these Nostradamus of injuries. The Bucks are injured.
They are injured. The 49ers are more injured.
Yeah, but they're winning with that.
Omar got Rams not won because they lost to the hurt 49ers divisional game. I'm not super concerned about that one. Look bad versus Houston. That was week 1. And Ravens. Yeah, the Ravens game was a little spooky, but the response against what was a better Jacksonville team without Puka erased that for me.
That's valid.
The Niners and Rams always play close, it seems, regardless of who's playing. I mean, they play close when Jimmy G was the quarterback. Yeah, I'm not really concerned about that. I'm surprised you were like Patriots got to be higher.
No, I'm not too mad about that. Top 5, and like you said, I mean the teams and I get it. Like we play who.
They lost to the Bucks. They lost to the Bucks. Niners, yeah, they lost to the Bucks. You're right. Appreciate you, my bad, for correcting that.
Wow. Oh, but yeah, the Patriots. Who's the top 5? It's
Rams 1, Colts 2, Chiefs 3, Lions 4, Pats 5.
Oh yeah, I think we're better than the Chiefs.
I give you all a better chance against the Colts than the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's not saying much. We're better than all. Actually, you know what? Yeah, right. You're right. We should be moved up. We should be moved up.
You move them to. I feel like let me see if I take a crack. If I was Quan, how I'd arrange this. I would say you probably put the Lions first, and then maybe the Pats second, and then maybe like the Rams third, Colts 4, Chiefs 5. Maybe you'd move the Chiefs down even a little bit, have the Broncos above the Chiefs. But
this guy is good. You've been paying attention to me this last 2 months? Yeah, I think that sounds a little bit more accurate, actually. That does sound more accurate. Now you got the best power rankings online by far.
Patriots too is spicy. Patriots too. I think the AFC teams is a little bit more fluid. I think it's all fluid, really. But those are the power rankings.
For the Colts, let me ask you this while we're on here real quick. And we got some viewers that could chime in. Other than JT for the Colts, right? Because they're number 1 in the AFC, and you had them above us. What do they do better? Where are they better at? And I know you're gonna say the defensive rankings. I'm talking about.
No, I think the Patriots are actually better defensive rankings, right? Yeah, you also have a better scoring defense. Um, I would definitely run in the ball. I think they're more balanced offensive attack. One. Um, I don't think that I think the weapons are equally matched. So there's that. But their running game is better, much better, in fact. So that puts them above you from an offensive standpoint. Well, obviously, I would give the edge to Drake May, but you can't even talk bad about Daniel Jones because he's been playing phenomenally.
You give the edge to Drake May. Just needed to hear that.
Yeah, I'm giving the edge to Drake May. I'm giving the running game to the Colts. I think the weapons on the outside are evenly matched. Diggs and Pittman at this point in Diggs' career, um, Downs and Booty or Pop. Alec Pierce is a legit deep threat, so he might be like the equivalent to Booty on that team. And then I'm taking Warren above Henry. So there you go.
I'm just asking. I'm not here to debate you. I already know my answer. You know,
and they both have studs on the offensive line. Obviously,
who has the better coach? Now, and granted, coach.
Well, Vrabel obviously has the better track record. There's no doubt about that. He took Ryan Tannehill to AFC Championship game.
And you give up Drake May, top
Puka?
4 MVP candidate. I'm telling you. And we got a light schedule.
No, I agree with the schedule perspective.
We could win out. Omar, do you think we could win out?
I hope so, because he said the Colts are only going to lose 2 more games this entire season.
To who? I didn't look at their schedule. I just know we got the easiest schedule.
Potential losses on the schedule: Steelers at Pittsburgh. They're at the Chiefs. They still got some divisional games on the schedule, which are always tough. They're at Seattle. The Niners come to play. They might lose.
That's the Colts.
That's the Colts. Yeah.
And he only got them losing 2 more with the people you just said.
Listen, they still got both games against the Jags, both games against the Texans, Seattle, the 49ers, the Chiefs, and then the Falcons could be a sneaky one too. Bills will get us. Omar, I'm not sure if you're being realistic or a little pessimistic. Just a little pessimistic.
Yeah, that's a great word for Omar. He's a pessimist. They call him the mush, by the way, because he's always going against, like, he's being pessimistic about the games, specifically the Yankees. So you might want to talk to him about that.
No, let's not talk about the Yankees. I'm still depressed. Hip hop had a good show, boys. Appreciate you. Appreciate the love, really do, and the interaction. Any closing remarks as we get ready to wrap the show up? Great week of football.
Yes. Closing remarks. I'm thankful and I'm grateful for those that tuned in, chimed in, left a comment. Appreciate you. That's really about it. Because without them, there's no us. Well, there's still us, but it's a lot better when they're there.
Absolutely. Omar says, no, I'm not pessimistic. I get it. Maybe it's a little bit of hesitancy, right? Like it's been a couple of years since you guys have been on the winning track. I get it. You don't want to build yourself up to be disappointed, but I'm here to tell you that's a very real 5-2. Like Quan said it, over a 90% completion percentage in the NFL is insane. You want to talk about quarterback development? Obviously you guys are all Brady guys. I think everybody here is a Brady fan. He talks about lack of development in quarterbacks. You want to talk about this guy, man. You want to talk about an impressive year 1 to year 2 jump in development. I mean, this guy looks fantastic. So,
shout out to McDaniels.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate everybody rocking with us. We're going to wrap the show here. It's been awesome recapping week 7. We'll be back either Thursday or Friday to talk about Thursday night football. And then, we should probably real quick talk Thursday night because we're not going to be back. That just reminded me. At least pick the game while we're here. Vikings at Chargers. Let me check the injury report real quick. so we're up to date on that. I should have been already had this up. That's my fault. Completely forgot about the Thursday night game.
Who do they got? For those that are still here, who do you have winning this game?
Vikings at the Chargers. Big one here. Joe Alt was limited. Not they haven't announced if he's going to play or not. Obviously, that's a big swing player, especially with the Vikings pass rush. And I'm not sure if JJ's if he's back this week for the Vikings. JJ McCarthy, that is. Since he's coming around, I don't know, man. I don't know about Cincinnati. I'm not sure if Cincinnati's for real, if the Steelers' defense is just that bad. Remember, the Jets put up 30 points on them, too. And then I'm not sure if anybody saw the clip. Who's seen the clip? If anybody follows the Jets, if you do, I'm sorry. But Woody Johnson was pretty much like, man, if any other team had a quarterback play the way they play, then, they'd be in the same situation as Aaron Glenn. So, shining review of his quarterback. Who you got? Who you like in the game? Chargers.
I got the Chargers. I got the Chargers. I think the Chargers bounce back. I think they know they have to bounce back. Tough loss in that division for them. Tough loss last week is what I mean. But they got to stay ahead. So I think they bounce back and get a win right here.
Yeah, I like the Chargers too. I'm not even sure if home field advantage matters. It always feels like whenever the Chargers have a home game, there's more fans from the other team. But Herbert's been, even despite the last couple of weeks have they gone, Herbert's been playing really well.
He threw for like 60 times or something crazy like that last week.
They struggled to get the running game going. I will say, if Wentz plays, I definitely like the Chargers. If JJ plays, we don't even know really what JJ is capable of. I like the Chargers as well. I think the Chargers get back to their winning ways. They need the win. They need the win to keep pace. So, for
I should check who I'm playing against in fantasy, and I'll tell you who won the game.
Omar, I'm going Flacco. Man. Isn't Flacco like 50? He cooked the Steelers. Don't get me wrong. But again, so did Justin Fields. So it's tough. It's tough to grade him off that performance. Who since he got? We're not looking ahead to all the games yet, but I'm curious because Omar is now trying to get us to buy Joe Flacco stock.
I think.
Since he got the Jets, they're definitely winning this week. They're winning this week 100%. Wow, 2 easy games for Flacco right off the bat. That's ridiculous. Like Quan said, appreciate everybody rocking with us. Really appreciate the engagement in chat. We'll be back. We'll post again when we're going live to let everybody know. Hopefully, we'll be able to get that out maybe like a day in advance and a reminder the day of. But really, really appreciate you rocking with us. Look forward to continuing this the rest of the NFL season. We'll be back later in the week to talk, recap Thursday Night Football, and then a look ahead to the Week 8
and basketball is back too.
We'll make our picks. Basketball is back. It's tonight, right? Rockets played. I didn't even watch any of that game.
They're in overtime right now.
No, the Knicks play tomorrow. Knicks Cavs. Maybe we'll talk a little basketball. I don't know. I like staying on one sport. But double OT. Shit. Well, see how that goes. I feel like we should probably make some NBA predictions though. In case anybody didn't catch the off-season stuff. All right, I promise I'm gonna wrap now. If you're not already subscribed to the Infamously Seeking YouTube channel, you're still here, please go ahead and do that. And as always, think critically, speak infamously, love.